Good morning, traders. It is Friday, July 25th. Hopefully everybody had a good night last night. It was pretty wild here. We had a big storm front blow through. Baseball was canceled. It was pretty intense. Massive hail around the province. But last night, all of our furniture got swiped off our dock into the lake. And our Hobie cat spun around. Thankfully, it didn't flip over, which is our sailboat on the beach. But my neighbor's Sea-Doo got picked up and thrown up onto the rocks. It's pretty wild. It's amazing how the bay we're in, Georgian Bay, is very calm, but it turns nasty in a storm in the matter of minutes. And the water comes up and down almost like a rising tide, but it happens in only a couple minutes. The water can surge 3-4 feet and massive waves. But anyway, let's touch on the markets here. What's been unfolding. We've kind of gone from an oversold little dip here on the S&P 500. The bars are green, so the market's been pushing higher. And yesterday we did see the market, we hit a target with our SPY trade. We locked in 12.5%. If we go to the SPY chart, we hit a 12.5% target, locking in some more gains, reducing our market exposure. While everybody else seems to be having FOMO and feel like they're missing out and they want in, and they are getting in at these kind of nosebleed price levels at this point, we're going the opposite directions. We wanted to hit this target so we could actually sell positions. We want to lighten our load, knowing this market is very close to probably a multi-week, multi-month pullback and correction where we don't want to really be holding stocks. And so that's kind of what we hit there. Now with our band, this is the ACS strategy. We also hit our 15% target on the QQQ. Now, if we go to our band strategy, which is the best asset now, which trades sectors, we had a couple member questions here. We are long SSO with this strategy still. The strategy trades the indices differently. We're up pretty nicely on that position, up about 24%. We're also long QLD. The strategy is long QLD, up about 32% from the entry price. So the index trades there continue to just run with this trend. And these are trend runners. These are trades that we've already locked in partial gains on both of these. And now we let them mature until the trend ends. Eventually, when the trend will roll over, it'll get out at a lower price. But we have seen this in 2020. We saw the QLD trade rally like over 45% before it got us out. So you never know how far the market's going to go. And this is a more aggressive strategy. But we do have a member here wanting to know about the actually, let's go to gold real quick. First member wanted to talk about gold. He was talking about how I see this bullish pattern, this potential launch pad for another big move to the upside in gold. He's wondering why we're not in gold. And reason for that is the strategies, the ACS strategy and the band strategy, they are a trading strategy. We don't do discretionary trades. I provide the signals that the strategy gives. Members always, a lot of members will trade our intraday, our morning gaps and overbought, oversold conditions. They will trade the independent discretionary trades and these trade setups that I talk about. We've done Bitcoin trade. I recently shared the one a little while ago, XLY, which had this bull flag and is running higher. Anyway, long story short, the strategies that we have aren't discretionary. They follow rules, and we don't just get into a trade because there's a trade set up in a different asset class. ACS focuses really just on the stock indices, bonds, the US dollar currency, or cash position. The band strategy focuses on sector ETFs. We only take trades when the market generates a trend reversal, a trend signal, and then we move into those trades. But you can trade, anyone can trade these setups and these plays on their own. I do hold gold and silver, physical gold and silver as a long-term position. So I'm in position. I don't really care what gold does. If it goes higher, well, my overall physical will mature and become worth more. If it does correct, and eventually I think we will see a big correction in gold. When a new kind of cycle happens to the upside, we see the market correct, I'll be buying more physical gold for the long-term play. But I'm not looking to get into gold at this point. If we start to break out and run, we may do a discretionary trade. I might jump in. There is good percentage upside for gold. It might be something we jump in. But as I said, we need to wait for it to like start to break out and run. I don't need to front run and say, okay, I'm going to get in here because I think it's going higher. I'd rather start to see it break out and run and see that confirmation and get in while it's screaming higher. This could trade sideways for months. This could roll over and fall. And I really, for a discretionary trade, I like to get in something when it breaks out and then catch that surge, hit the targets and get out versus kind of getting in position early and then waiting and all of that stuff. So that's how we always trade the discretionary trades. We jump in as they're on the run, just as they're breaking out. It's not about trying to beat it before it makes the move and front run the move. It's about seeing the move starting and happening, and we jump on board for that momentum. The other question here, we had a member asking about URA. When did we get into URA? What is the trade? He can't seem to find the trade signals. So there's a couple different plays here. If you were to go to Band Trader, you'll notice in the sidebar here there is a search. So you just you can type in URA, whatever symbol it is you're looking for. It will pull up all the updates that we've had for this. So we had this is 23, July. Let me see. We have all these different trade alerts going. You can see we had a first trade alert on May 7th. We have another one here, May 23rd, hitting its first target. URA hit its second and third targets reached for URA. So if you go into these, it will show you these updates that we have, and you'll be able to follow along. You can see we hit these trades and these targets. So overall, that's kind of where that is. You just find the alerts there. Obviously, this has had a very big run to the upside. From the entry price, we hit all of our targets. We are out of URA based on the band strategy because we hit our targets. Now, it did give a new trigger. We talked about this in the mentoring session. We talked about this in our updates and our videos. It did generate a new buy trigger, generated a new buy trigger right here. And so on our hot list, so the next day at the open is when you get in. It is moving up. If I can get these tools to work here, you can see URA is pushing higher. It's up about 7% from the trigger just a couple days ago. If we look on the hot list, 8 on this trigger day, it says that means 8 days ago there was a buy trigger. It is up 7.39%. When we're in a really strong market condition, we tend to find a lot of these sectors will move 0.5 to 1% a day on average in favor. Not always, but in a strong market condition, that's what they do, and that's what URA has done. So URA had a fresh trigger over here. Now these fresh triggers, once we have a trend reversal over here, these are our initial entries. After we hit our targets, and if there's any triggers after that, those are things that you trade on your own. You manage your own trades there and take those on. They are kind of discretionary bonus trades to continue to get in. I know a lot of members are trading this and actively, benefiting. And I know many have already locked in some partial profits on it because this could reverse very quickly with the markets. And when you're going for these bonus trades in a long trend that's been very overextended to the upside, you definitely need to be a little more defensive. Be happy with locking in smaller, quicker gains and protecting yourself on the balance of the trade, because at any point it can have a very sharp correction and you can give back a huge chunk of profits if you're not don't have stops in place and a game plan.